I hear a lot of horror stories about Synthol use. And I'm not talking about like extreme Synthol use where the people have no muscle, they just put Synthol in it. I'm talking about like, a bodybuilder, let's say, want to enhance a certain body part. And then the horror story basically is that, it messes up their look or sometimes it can even be very dangerous for the health if you inject it wrong, right? So what happens if, have you seen a lot of those cases and how do you, like, does it eventually, like when you say inject Synthol in your bicep, right? And say it doesn't look good after that. Does it, after a few years, does it go away or like what happens to those body parts that are affected by the shot, by the Synthol?
I don't see too much of this, but I've seen it and I see it from time to time. And I don't know who's doing it. The pros I know do it very carefully, and they have to have someone. Boy, that's like a plastic surgeon that's doing that injection, right? So that's a technician. And you look at Rich, that wasn't Synthol, that was another plastic derived polymer, in Rich piano. That was not Synthol. So I've seen that being used too, and that's used openly, for gluteal for gluteal enhancement in South America. And again, I'm not putting anything down. So, but Synthol is not. Synthol, it goes in and it's uptaken and the body absorbs it, right? Reabsorbs it over time. And I've seen. So what happens? I did video on that. You can get infected. If look at the Synthol kid, right? So that's an extreme case, but that's a massively extreme case. And the guys in South America, which my Lord, what's going on, But in here too, I've seen it here. So infections, number one, I want to give you the medical response. Infections, because you're really, it's not just a testosterone injection, which really the muscle kind of absorbs readily. You can get a cellulitis from that. I've had patients, as you and I have suffered with massive complications from cellulitis and even have been septic, and almost died in the hospital for weeks on end. And so I see this all the time, usually from just steroid injections. So Synthol it's amazing. It can just infections. There are neurologic complications. I've seen guys where they've lost, now they have, no sense of they have numbness and they have lost motor ability because it's affected a peripheral nerve. I had to send to neurology and neurosurgeons, and it's scar tissue and, the complications of scar tissue infections. Rich may have had some of that stuff infiltrate his heart, and that's why he had a deadly arrhythmia, beyond the amphetamines and the insulin, that he dropped. And no one's going to know. No one's going to know. But beyond that, yes, Synthol is, but the site enhancement stuff, the bigger picture to me is that the bigorexia. Why would, I'm not putting these guys down, but, in my era and stuff, apart from Greg Valentino, and we all love Greg, Greg is an expert in this. I'm not saying Greg used it. I'm just saying Greg knows a lot about it. But like, I'll just take that little, whatever I got. I don't know how anyone would want that, but remember the lemmings going to the sea. There's social conscience and there's cultural norms and changes. As people start to do things, you look around and your peers, and you say, yeah, that's something you could do. That your delts can look better, and it's a high, So people are using this, I think, to a degree. But most guys that come into the Anabolic Doc, they have that stuff. They're just regular guys who like to do some D-ball, anadrol, test, get big and strong. Other guys come into me, then they have a medical complication again, like I talked about, or they worry about it and they want to get off. Doc, I'm here because I'm getting ready. I want to get off the train. I want you to help get me off the train. That's my common guy. So Synthol, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty extreme stuff.